All right, so vlog number 2. First off, huge thanks to everyone that left a comment, DM'd me, all of that. That was really awesome for the very first vlog. One of the reasons that I was so hesitant to start this thing was talking to 0 people is just kind of weird. I want to actually have people out there interacting and responding, so it was really awesome that even on the first one there were quite a few of you, so thanks to you guys. So today I'm going to talk through the different types of e-commerce, mostly specific to selling on Amazon, private label versus wholesale, retail and online arbitrage, reselling, how I feel about each of them, and how what I think the best one is. So before I get into that, I have just a bit of my main work to get done. Right now it's July, which means in the e-commerce world, that's when you think about Christmas. Probably one of actually most stressful times of the year, because it's all the cash flow problems that you get from trying to just get an insane amount of inventory for the end of the year. So last week I already placed, I paid a huge balance payment for one of my biggest orders ever, and then today I'm getting one last order in, so just doing a few last minute things, and then I gotta head to the bank. Also, I've got my bulletproof coffee, which I'm obsessed with. If you don't know what it is, you should definitely look it up. I love that shit. So I'm doing some quick Instagram management for my main brand of products. Definitely gonna talk about this on today's topic, but don't just sell shit on Amazon, build a brand. And I think that's gonna be a main topic of mine, because I just think a lot of people are going at this the wrong way. All right, so I'm walking over to the bank to get those few wires in. Wearing the 1965 Seamaster 120. All right, so reselling, arbitrage, wholesale, and private label / your own brand. I'll just say right off the bat that arbitrage, reselling, and wholesale are not what I do, not what I'm going to be talking about, and not what I'm particularly interested in at all anymore. I think they're good ways to get started potentially, but I don't know how to even tell people to get into those nowadays. That's where I started originally. I was reselling on eBay before FBA was even really blowing up. So that's kind of what set me up to be ready to take on the Amazon thing when it popped. But yeah, I just don't think the way to go. I mean, I think if you're one of those people that's gonna be asking me how do I start with $100, it's all right, sure, but I want to be talking about making multi-million-dollar businesses, not $100 businesses. So just a quick definition, I see reselling as literally just buying something and reselling it. That could be buying something on Craigslist, flipping it on eBay, stuff like that. I was doing that for years while I was in school, and that was really the first way I had entrepreneurial side income, but it's not a scalable thing. I'm only interested in scalable things. Then there's the arbitrage. I just don't like it. I think it's just being weeded out, and I think it's already at that point where it's just too competitive, because you're competing with algorithms, or you're just running around to stores. It's just not a business I want to be into. Does that mean it's impossible to make money in it? It's definitely possible. You can do that all you want. If you're making a ton of money on it, that's awesome. That really is awesome, but it's definitely nothing I'm going to be doing ever again for the rest of my life. So just not going to be talking about that. If you don't know what arbitrage is, it's usually it's broken into retail arbitrage or online arbitrage. Retail arbitrage is literally going to retail stores, finding stuff that you can sell for more on eBay or Amazon. Online arbitrage is doing the same thing, but from online stores. Maybe you're just drop shipping directly to the buyer, stuff like that. But again, good luck finding any decent margins there. So wholesale is the last of the ones that I don't do, but I also think it's the most interesting. If you really have like a system for acquiring new clients, meaning like in this, like your funnel is leading towards brands selling to you, right? And it's like, but like me as brand owners, like I get these emails every day from, you know, retailers, Amazon sellers, and I don't even respond to them because it's completely like what unique thing do you have to offer there? So again, I do think this one's scalable because if you can get a whole bunch of accounts, it's pretty sweet. But it's just less of like I don't know, you can be, it's way less long-term in my opinion, because it's like what's stopping, like if anybody else just offers them a better rate, it's like you're dead, you know, it's like you really have nothing unique to offer. It can still be a huge business, but not something I'm doing. And if you don't understand what I mean by wholesale, I literally mean finding products, contacting the manufacturer or distributor, and buying at wholesale prices, which might be like, you know, 50% of the retail price, and then you're selling them the same item over and over instead of like reselling where it's like one-off type stuff. So it's better than that, but it's still gonna be only decent margins and hard to get those accounts. So you're probably thinking that means I'm a private label fanboy, but after I go into the bank here, I'll tell you why I actually think it's kind of full of shit and not the right mentality. It's sort of what I do, but if you're just thinking of yourself as private label, like you just have the wrong mentality. So I'll get into that in a minute.
That one is $20,385.
How much?
$31,237.06. All right, and the business is $51,000 broker.
All right, so private label is definitely the area that I fall into and can talk about the most, even though truthfully, I hate the term private label. I just think if you're thinking of it that way, like it's just really kind of like small-minded and opportunistic the way you're thinking about it, because you're basically just thinking like, what average product can I slap a label on, buy from China for cheap, throw it up on Amazon and make a shitload of money? And realistically, that rarely happens anymore. There was a time where it was pretty damn easy, like 3 years ago or so, and it didn't take much. But the way I think about it now and what I would recommend is, what would you do if Amazon and this whole like private label guru thing was not a thing? Like, how would you think about it then? How would you start? How would you market? What would you do to make a product? Like, think about the products that you buy yourself. Like, do you just want to buy some random shitty, like, generic thing that people are throwing up from some dude? Like, no, like you want to buy something that has like a perceived quality and something about it is unique. Something about it could just be the design, it could be colors, even it could be pretty simple, or it could be more engineered. But the point is it's like, why choose your product when there's a whole bunch of other ones already out there? And that is where I think lies the key to actually having a successful product. Like, figure out what you can do to set yourself apart and build a brand around it. Don't just be a product. Don't just be an Amazon seller. Create a company, a real brand, a real brand that makes real products and sells them anywhere. And Amazon can be your main place. It's a great place to get started. It's where I still am. You know, 99% of my sales are still Amazon, but like, I have good products, real brands. People like to talk about them. They like to share them with their friends. They take pictures of them. You know, don't just be another random shit seller, because not only is it just not good for the consumer, but I think the main reason I'm saying don't do it is I think you'll fail, like, hard. Because how are you going to cut through? Like, why are people going to choose you over anyone else if there's really no reason to? I think a lot of people ask, how do I get started with 50 bucks or something. I don't know, like whatever low number of dollars that you might have to start with, and they don't really want to make anything real, you know, they just want to like figure out what they can throw together in 5 seconds and then make 10 grand a month or whatever. But like, you need to think about this like a real brand, a real company making real products. Just think about from your own perspective, what do you want to buy? Like look at the products you're already buying. Like, how are you making those decisions? Like, most likely it's not just random crap. Maybe for some items it is, which is fine if you want to compete on price, but I don't think price is always the best way to compete. You want to, you know, figure out how to make a good product, position it well, that people perceive it as good, and it is honestly good. I'm not saying take crap products and fake it. Like, that's how simple business really is. It's like, deliver good products to people who are looking for those types of products and position it well, and that's how you're going to succeed, because it's good for everyone. You're giving the consumer what they want. So overall, private label, call it whatever you want. I like to just call it like creating an actual brand. It's just Amazon is where consumers are nowadays, so Amazon's the thing. But I create brands and I use Amazon to sell them, but I don't like to think about myself, and I recommend you don't think about yourself as a private labeler, an Amazon seller. I just think it's the wrong mentality to actually succeed on Amazon, which sounds a little counterintuitive, but don't just be an Amazon seller. That's like, in a way, my best advice to somebody who wants to be an Amazon seller. Think about yourself as creating a real business. All right, so that's where I stand on the different types of Amazon selling. So far, that's probably been like the main question that I see going around, is just like, what do you do? Wholesale, private label? So hopefully that gives some insight into what I think is kind of dead, what I think is the best, and my perspective on it. Yeah, hopefully that wasn't too long, and hopefully it was helpful. I just have random stuff to do the rest of the day, so I think I'm gonna just wrap it up there. Definitely, like, let me know what you thought of this. Let me know what you wanna see more of. Any questions about Amazon or the other things I've talked about so far. Let me know what I should make more content on, because like, obviously not that many people are watching this at that point, so I'm gonna see what you say. I'm gonna reply to you, and yeah, I mean, I'm making this for you guys, and hopefully there'll be more of you, so let me know what you like, what you wanna see more of, and that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, if you like it, subscribe.